Good morning. Nibbler and I are on the Confederation Trail today, near where I grew up in Fredericton, heading towards Pleasant Valley, which is where I was my whole childhood, growing up here, before I moved out west, pretty much. Just waiting for Nibbler to get his sniffing in. That's why we're not moving yet. But anyway, once we get moving, I'll switch to the trail camera and we can keep going. A little bit of a breeze here, so there might be some wind on the mic. But yeah, now we're trekking along. I got him on the leash today just because I know there's a bunch of apple trees up along here. Hope he's sniffing. But yeah, it's a beautiful spot here. This is still in Fredericton. Again, I'm sure there's a lot of wind on the mic. Yeah, there used to be just I remember when this was a railroad when I was a kid. I used to walk on these tracks. Sometimes I remember once or twice when I wasn't allowed to go visit a friend of mine over in Fredericton here. I said I was going for a walk in the woods, and then I just came up to the tracks here and I'd walk along the tracks over to Fredericton to visit a friend of mine. Yeah, certainly back when I was a kid, we could disappear off into the woods anywhere for hours at a time, just coming home for supper or lunch. More stopping. Okay, we're in tree cover and past the apple trees, so I'm just letting him loose on his leash. So you might see that dragon. Yeah, so I'm very familiar with this stretch of trail. What used to be the, like I said, the railroad for the island. When I was a kid, shut down in the 80s. I think the rails were converted into a trail in the mid-90s or so. So yeah, my memories of walking this line, there was quite a few throughout my childhood, either from Fredericton or from Pleasant Valley. And these woods around here too are sort of old stomping grounds for me. I used to walk in the woods, either by myself or with my sister or my brother or both. Yeah, we spent a lot of time outdoors growing up, especially when the weather was nice. Beautiful day today. It was raining overnight. That's why we're on this trail. It doesn't gather water as much as some of the heritage roads. And I had some work done on my truck yesterday, so that's why I wasn't really doing a lot of wandering either the last few days. But everything's all in good working order now, so we're going to do some more exploring this week. Including I'm going to try and get to a beach somewhere some point later this week. There he goes. Yeah, anyway. Campaign's going well. My miles on my tracking page, I need to manually update because I did realize that when my phone's on the gimbal, the phone recognizes steps, but the diabetes tracking app doesn't. So I have to manually add in a whole bunch of time for the last week, or distance I mean for the last week. Oh, so that's a bit of a pain, but anyway, I am going to be getting a new Apple Watch probably early next month, which will, I mean, if this app stays the same and I use it next year, that'll help remedy that, because it should track from my phone regardless of from my watch regardless of what my phone does. Which might be a good little segue into talking about modern tech it's amazing. We're in a really transformative time for personal health monitoring and tools that we can use to kind of keep track of all sorts of body I think processes going on in our body. So with blood sugar, the traditional way was to prick your finger several times a day and use that to measure what your blood sugar is. Now, like I said, with I guess it was last week, the continuous glucose monitors, now you have this device that you attach to your skin, and it gives you a constant reading of your blood sugar. Complete game changer for me as far as being able to actually understand what my blood sugar was doing. But that's still early days. I know Apple's been rumored to be developing technology that'll allow the Apple Watch to monitor your blood sugar through your skin just by I think it's non-invasive, whereas opposed to these devices that you wear, there's an injected needle that goes under your skin that's used for monitoring. And I know the reason why it wasn't rolled out, well, for a couple of reasons. One, anything medical device has to go through some pretty rigorous standards and oversight, governmental oversight, to make sure that it's safe and does what it's supposed to do. So I expect that'll take possibly a few years even to roll out. And then, of course, the fact that you're not actually penetrating the skin, what's the accuracy of that? And what, even with the continuous glucose monitor, one thing that is something we always have to watch out for if you're using one is its delay. If you feel low blood sugar and you do a scan of your device to find out what your blood sugar is at, there's usually a lag time between what your actual blood sugar is and what it's measuring. Because we're not getting right into the blood, you're testing through, like in the skin layers, I think it is where basically it's testing from, and there's a delay from when your blood sugars, your actual blood, the sugars in your blood get sort of pushed out into the rest of your body. So at least that's my amateur understanding of why there's a delay. But yeah, it's I think we're going to be getting more and more tools and devices that will be able to monitor. Like the new phone or the new watch that I'm getting can do temperature sensing, both external and body. It's more for women's health, but those types of things. The more data points we can get on our bodies, and the more we can sort of track in real time what's going on in our bodies and be able to send that to health professionals. It's a game changer as far as being able to track and tackle diseases that we suffer. So that's one of those things that I'm really hopeful in the future of just exactly what our tech's going to be able to do to be able to help us understand how healthy we are at any given time, and if there is something going on, being able to diagnose it faster and more accurately. That's it's an amazing time we live in. So anyway, I think that's probably long enough for a ramble for today. But yes, tomorrow I'm thinking I might go to Breadalbin tomorrow and do the nature trail there, providing the weather's decent. But anyway, someplace new tomorrow. We'll touch base with you then. And have a good day. Bye-bye. Say goodbye, Nibbler.